Today we're going to be making this bag box treat holder. Let me show you how we're going to do it. I have chosen to use a piece of watercolor paper that I doodled on the other day. This is actually made with the small ink cubes of the Distress inks, and I took them and ran them down the paper, actually sprayed it with some shimmer mist stuff. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of shimmery. Here we go. This piece, let me move my black piece out of the way, which has nothing to do with this project. All right, so this piece is 9.5 by 7.5. And what we're going to do is this right here is going to be the bottom edge, only because my trimmer needs a new blade and it chewed up this end. So that's going to be the bottom. So if you have a pattern paper that you are wanting, that needs to go a certain way, now would be the time to think about that. Actually, I guess before you cut it would be the time to think about that. So the 7.5 is your vertical measurement, and the 9.5 is your horizontal measurement. So at the 7.5 side, we are going to score at 2.25. And I'm going to turn it over to the white side so I can actually see what I'm doing. Now what we're going to do here is when we score, we're only going to go to the score line that we just made. Alright, so our score marks are 2.25, and I'm just going right there to the score line. And then 4.5, so we're going in 2.25 inch increments. Now we're going to 6.75 and 9 inches. Okay. That's all we need to do with the scoreboard. Actually, you know what? I discovered this when I was making the example here. I actually am going to, okay, so I don't confuse you. We made all of these score lines and we stopped at this score line here that we made initially. When you score this last line here, the 9-inch mark, go all the way down, okay? It will help you. I discovered it was quite a bit of, it was good help. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I just gave this little burnish on our 2.25 inch mark. We're going to cut off this piece here on the bottom. Alright, and then on those score lines that we made, that's the bottom of our box, so we're just going to cut those in. This is watercolor paper, so it's pretty thick, and my scissors don't want to move through it. This is, yeah, I need longer scissors for this, but I don't have them next to me, so we're just going to go with the shorter ones for right now. I am cutting in at an angle so that when I fold in these flaps, it's not so bulky in the corners, and it lays quite a bit nicer if you do a little extra trimming in between those. Okay, so basically you have a round bottom, square bottom, and then this up here is round. But we do have this piece that we scored, which will join everything together. I'm going to put some adhesive on that and just wrap this around. Match my edge of my paper to my score line there. Now, because this is supposed to be rounded, this is kind of a harsh line because I did score there, but I'm telling you, it is so much easier to get everything lined up if you make that score line. So what I done on the first one was I made that score line so I could line everything up, and then I kind of gave it like a push, a burnish, to kind of flatten that score line out so it's still rounded like that, and it worked perfectly fine. Okay, this is the back because it has the, where we've connected everything. So this flap will go in first. I'm going to actually put adhesive on the rest of the flaps because I don't want them moving around, and I don't want, yeah, sometimes the corners will pick up and fly away. I don't want that. So basically all the flaps except the first one that you fold down, the back flap, I would put adhesive on, especially if you're using thick paper like this. All right, so we have the square bottom, we have the rounded bag more or less. So now what you're gonna do is you're just going to, this is the back, so the back is down. I'm just gonna take it with my fingers and kind of shape it. All right, and then it flattens out, and then when you pinch it together, your front and back just come together like that. Okay, so here's my example, and then here's the one we just made. So, and what's really cool about this is, and when you pinch it, you know, you probably have at least a ½ inch, if not more, on the sides that, you know, will flatten out. This will stay closed by itself, more or less. So you can pop it open like this, and then you just kind of press it back together. Now, I have little Velcro dots, or if you have the long rolls of Velcro, you can cut off a small piece, and sometimes I'll put a piece in the center, just small, to hold it together. But for now, I'm not going to put anything in there to hold it together. But I am going to dress it up just a little bit. I am going to put some Halloween treats in here, but we're going to bling it out just a little bit. I have some of this rhinestone ribbon tape stuff. It has 4 strands of rhinestones, and it's on a roll. We're going to lay that on the top of the box. Ideally, when I've used this kind of material before, this ribbon rhinestone tape stuff, I really like to use the red roll adhesive because it sticks very well, but I don't have any of that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, I don't stick it to my surface first, put this tear and tape, or, you know, double-sided adhesive tape on the back of it. Okay, now I have 2 strands, and the measurement across the top here, let's see, it's about 4½ inches. So I have cut 2 of these strands at 4½ inches. Basically what I've done is just cut off a piece at 4½ inches, and then it comes on the roll in a 4 rows like that. So I cut it in half. And I'm hoping that this will stick to this. That, I'm telling you, that red tape, and I love this ribbon, this rhinestone stuff. I use it on so many projects. And that red tape is ideal. I mean, it is perfect. But I don't have any right now. And this is not wanting to stick. Come on, stick. Oh, yay. Okay. So we're just going to take this, and since the adhesive is clear, you don't see that behind there. Take it and lay it across the top. Okay, so there's one side. Let's do the back side. So a lot of my projects that I complete, you know, I'll be giving away to family members as gifts and whatnot, but I actually work at a local medical facility, and we have a volunteer program. So I think a lot of my projects that I make will be going to them as like thank you gifts and things like that. But these are Halloween things, and I still might give them to the volunteers or family members. Okay, so some purple blinged out stuff there. I made these labels and I have them on my other video. but let me explain to you what I have done, because my craft supplies are kind of spread out at the moment since I'm moving into my new building, and I'm sure I have Halloween stamps, but I can't find any of them right now. So I made, there's a fly that just decided to be part of the video. I made these little labels which were categorized as stickers on my Printmaster program. So I printed them out and then I matted them with just black cardstock. So the label itself is 1.5 inches squared and the mat is 1 3/4 squared. All right. So what I'm going to do next is take these little foam squares, put them on the back of my label, my sentiment. Peel these off. I'm so glad these come off easy. I don't have any fingernails, as you can tell, so sometimes getting things to come off like that, bit of a challenge. I'm gonna kind of, I don't know, I'm gonna set it to the side like that. So basically for right now, until I find my Halloween stamps, this is the kind of sentiment I am going to be using on my Halloween treats this year. So that's the project for now, like I said, and it will hold, you can see in there, it will hold a lot of treats. So we have this one, and we have the one that I made out of some Halloween scrapbook paper. All right, have a good day. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.